Remember when we were talking last week that this is the third time Jesus has appeared to the disciples. They're at the Sea of Galilee and they're fishing, and there's probably 7 of them. Maybe all 7 were professional fishermen. I don't know for sure, but they're at the Sea of Galilee, and Jesus appears for the third time, and of course, they fish all night on their own and can't catch anything, and then he says, put the net over the right side, and they catch so many fish they can't drag them onto the boat. They have to pull them to shore and then pull the fish in, and in this passage, you get to verse 12 of this passage, and Jesus said, come and have breakfast. He's already got some fish and some bread cooked. And it says, none of the disciples ventured to question him, who are you? Knowing it was the Lord. You can tell, by his claims and by prophecy, but also the signs that he does makes it plain that he is who that he says he is. And in this particular case, this is the second miraculous catch of fish. And nobody had to say, are you Jesus? Jesus was speaking to the unbelieving scribes and Pharisees very late in his ministry, about time for him to be crucified. And he says in John 10, 37 and 38, if I don't do the works of my Father, don't believe me. But if I do them, though you do not believe me, believe the works, so that you may know and understand that the Father is in me and I in the Father. Jesus was saying, I've done enough miraculous works that you don't need to question whether or not I'm the Son of God. And so he took the bread and he gave it to them, and the fish likewise, and it's the third time that he was manifested. The third time, but not the final time. Now, it's the final chapter in the book of John, but it's not the final time that Jesus manifested himself to them after his resurrection, because in Acts chapter 1, verse 3, it says that he appeared for 40 days off and on, doing many infallible proofs. Without even having to ask, they could just watch and they could see, yeah, that's Jesus. You and I can also experience him. We believe his word, and we pray to him and we see him answer. And the longer we live as believers, the less we have to have just the things from his word, because we can add to that the experiences that we have where he really comes through and proves that he's God. Have a great day.